breaking news coming to you live from Modesto. We're here at Brennan Theaters tonight watching Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. This is a different type of comedy. It's not like what you're thinking like with Jackass or with Hangover. It's a Will Ferrell movie. It's a very specific type of comedy, and if you don't like his type of comedy, you're gonna be like the old people like,
this just isn't funny. I don't understand it.
It's Will Ferrell, Anchorman, come on. I came away from this movie, honestly, laughing after the movie. The jokes are now funnier because they're quoting them and people are laughing. And I mean, yes, I laughed during the movie. There were some parts where I did laugh, and other parts I'm just kind of like, okay, this is dragging a little bit. But I think this is more of a after movie, and or get it on Redbox and have your boys, your girls, whatever, some pizzas, and just shoot the shit up and have a great time laughing at the dumbness that you're seeing. Is this an Oscar-worthy thing? No. Will it make you laugh? Most likely. There were people laughing. Like I said, I laughed too. Simple storyline. There's nothing complex about it. It's Will Ferrell and the same guys from the first one, which is nice. They have everyone back. Lots of cameos, lots of great stuff. That's all I can really tell you without giving a whole lot away. Is it worth going to go see? If you're gonna go with your group of friends, do it. Absolutely, go see it. Then when you're done, you can laugh about it the whole ride home or wherever you're going, to Denny's at 3 a.m., whatever it is that you do. My favorite character personally was Brick. I feel Brick is like that side character that you don't think much about, but then just some of the he does it's Brick. Y'all remember in the preview, you know, I can't feel my legs, and he's like falls to the ground, 93! But we do have some people that enjoyed this movie a lot, and let's see what they had to say. The comedy of this movie. How do you like the comedy of Anchorman?
It's hilarious. It's the Will Ferrell comedy. It's, you know, first Anchorman, Talladega Nights. He does movies like this all the time where it's just dumb and hilarious.
I enjoyed it. I just did not enjoy it being delivered by Will Ferrell. I enjoyed everybody else's delivery of everything in that movie, from Christina Applegate to Steve Carell to Paul Rudd to Champ Kind, we'll call him today. The little kid even had really good comedic delivery, and so did Greg Kinnear. Greg Kinnear's character was pretty funny in this too.
I loved it. I love the style. It's a comedy you can't take seriously. You have to know what you're getting into. It's lighthearted.
Obviously, you don't want to take something like this too seriously, and you don't want to be 70 years old with your wife saying, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. No, you're 70 years old. Of course you're not going to like this kind of movie. What did you think you were getting into? A history lesson about the news? I liked it. Some of it fell flat. I was a little bit annoyed with some of the characters and some of the humor, but I wouldn't mind seeing it again, and I wouldn't give a shit if it was Blu-ray or DVD, to be honest with you. And I'm a big Blu-ray guy. I have a hard-on for Blu-ray. I'm like, oh, Blu-ray, yeah!
How'd you feel about the cameos? Because there was a lot in this. A lot that I personally didn't even see coming.
I think it made a lot of the movie. I think some of the best parts is when someone pops in and you're like, oh my god, really? And it just keeps happening. From the beginning to the end of the movie, it just keeps happening. It's a big part of this movie.
I love the little cameos that they have and the pull power that they have and the little play on words when there's a specific scene in the movie that I won't give away, but I thought it was great. I love the little homage to the original.
The cameos made up for a lot of the lameness in the movie. I laughed the hardest during that time. I wish I could say more, but the cameos, it borderline between getting really stupid, really ridiculous, and obnoxious really fast. But the cameos by the major actors that you see, and the humor, the dialogue that's put into those scenes made up for it, and it worked. Barely, but it worked, and I laughed. And that's the goal, is to make your viewers laugh.
I felt they could have picked better people to do the cameos. I felt it was kind of lackluster. That's the word that I'm going to use for the cameos. Lackluster. You're just like, really?
So out of all the characters, old and new, who was your favorite character of the movie?
Same as the first movie, it's got to be Brick. He's just so unique. He has the best lines in the movie. Don't get me wrong, Will Ferrell has some hilarious lines as Ron Burgundy, but Brick absolutely has the best lines in the movie, and his delivery, hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
I really enjoyed the bald guy. The bald guy was funny, and so was Christina Applegate. Those are my two favorite in the whole movie. Just her dry delivery of snootiness when she delivered her lines was so funny, and his were just so over the top that it was just too funny not to laugh at them.
I'm gonna have to say that I love Ron Burgundy. Will Ferrell's character, I thought, was even more over the top.
I didn't really like any of them. I didn't hate them. I didn't love them. I didn't like them. I just kind of looked at the movie as a whole. Ron Burgundy himself annoyed me a little bit. He's like, I would want to punch him sometimes. But it's almost like he has this childlike innocence about where he doesn't realize that what he's doing is being offended. It's offending people. It's like he doesn't know better. But you hate him for that. But at the same time, you kind of be like, he ain't worth it. He ain't worth a sock in the face. But some people in the movie thought otherwise.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give this?
I give it a 9 out of 10. It was really fun. The only reason I don't give it a perfect score is there are a couple points where the comedy was a little flat. And you have to keep in mind that this is the kind of movie, in my opinion, like the first Anchorman, Talladega Nights, where if you're watching it in a theater, it's not quite as funny as if you're at home with a DVD and a group of friends and you're all joking during the movie. That's what really makes these movies, is the interaction, hearing your friends laugh, quoting stuff. It's very quotable.
I'm gonna give it a 9. If you know what Anchorman is and you know the comedy style of how his movies are, and then you'll love it.
6.5. Like I said, it's not the best comedy I've ever seen, but it's cameos and some of its dialogue and little scenarios, especially what we saw in the trailer, the vehicle tumbling, everyone floating in midair. It didn't have to be put in there, but it was put in there nonetheless. It was hilarious.
Hopefully all you guys have a Merry Christmas, stay safe, and with all the crazy stuff out there, have a good one. On Christmas Day, like I said, there's the bunch of movies coming out that day, and we're gonna try and hit a couple of them. And as always, we're letting you know before you go at Brennan Theaters. You stay classy, Modesto. Anything else you want to add?
I cried for Dobie. I felt for that kid. Stop.
How'd you feel about the little boy crying? Crying with the shark. How'd that make you feel every time the camera saw the kid?
It's not funny when kids cry, but when they cry about stupid stuff, it's hilarious.
What you got? Wait, don't come back. You have to give it the rating. You have to rate it.
I would give it an 8.5.
Okay.